and as you fall, Enwin is still on his feet. The rest of you fall and break all of the tables inside of the Cheshire Club. To which Bo goes, "Come on!"
Best day ever!
Group, though. He would work with the group because he likes Cass, and that would just be really, really awkward on the battlefield.
What?
I don't think that's an awkward. Perfect person to protect Cass. I
Wait,
like
what?
it. Let's go.
I'm still
I
here.
don't need protection.
I'm still here. At the...
I know you are, sweetie.
Chris,
It's okay.
shh. The adults are talking. Shh.
Oh,
One
alright.
second, buddy.
I like it. I'm gonna. What did you
Chris
think
likes
of
Cass?
I like.
What have you been?
Ibs was a little pretentious.
This was
and
my
for
favorite.
me.
I like Bob.
Thanks, Perry.
Alright.
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, the crew needs me.
You go, and I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh my god.
And he nods his head. And he nods his head and walks you over to the door. He sort of opens the door.
Oh man.
There was mouth stuff poison? Oh yeah.
No smell stuff.
That came out wrong, sorry.
Sorry. I couldn't not laugh.
Person has died, Ryan. A little decorum,
Death
please.
due to mouth stuff. Come on. Get over it.
I'll go home
Smack him
now.
across the face. I'm like, wake up.
All right, you smack Ryan across the We're set up in these stands or floating above the water. Have never seen a ship cross the finish line, but first. And they all watch as the first thing they see is Monkey See. Written along the side of the ship, crossing and backwards. And you have crossed the finish line. Congratulations, crew. You have won the first high lock race for the briefest of seconds. Let them be. Let them love and hurt and change and tell stories and die fighting and pouring drinks and doing the right thing even though it hurts. Just let them be. We can give them that.
All those zones are
Hi
counted.
everybody, we are live. Welcome. It is Tuesday night. It is time for a little Dungeons and Dragons. It is me, your good buddy Scribe, and we've got a few announcements before we get started, and we jump into the world of Wonderland. You can hang out with us on the Discord. Discord. It's time to take your pills, Gramps. Come and hang out with us on Discord. There are memes. There is inspiration. I'm gonna type
No,
in.
let me do it. I forgot.
Got it. So you can hang out there, and there's also an amazing homebrew channel and fun stuff like that. So yeah, come and hang out with us. We'd love to have you there.
Ready for the next one?
We also have a merch store where you can find cool stuff like the t-shirts that Huckaboo's Bender and Indigo Chameleon are wearing. Look at that cool, like, one has the D20 symbol. And, oh, she's got a mug. This is great. You guys are like a talk show that I never knew I needed until right this second. We also have Dimitri's online store, which has been brand newly updated. All of the specialty items have been taken down. There are 4, count them, 4 items only, and they are in mass quantities. Just as a heads up, I'll do a quick breakdown of those items. 1, you can purchase a reroll for the character of your choice or the NPC of your choice. Maybe you like Mandrake. Maybe you like the bad guy that is facing Mandrake, and you want to give him a reroll. You could do that. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your bits.
I know where you live.
But that is there as
I
well.
probably
There is a simple twist of fate. Sometimes you've got a skill check, or a player has a skill check that they just need to make that perception check. The simple twist of fate, it allows you for just a mere 300 bits, you can help them and automatically pass a skill check. Let me be fair with you, because my players do some crazy things. This is not I changed the world completely, nat 20, automatically pass the skill check. This is, by the skin of my teeth, I barely passed this skill check. So depending on how broken that is and how much that is abused, we may change that. But that is there. Another thing that you can do is buy a gift for the player of your choice. That can be anything from a magical item to a potion to a changing that nat 1 they rolled on an attack to a nat 20. Who knows? You'll have to wait.
Who knows? Who knows?
Uno knows. The
Your
nose knows. And there is also create an NPC. I would prefer you do that outside of game time, but if you want to do that during game time, that character may just not be featured prominently during the current episode. But I will do my best to get you or a loved one or a favored player or NPC of your choice featured in one of the universes that we walk around in and hang out in. So yeah, it's a lot of fun stuff in the merch store, and everything's scaled down but more in-game friendly. So as always, you can still use the stream points, the little karma points at the bottom of the screen. Upcoming schedule this week, it's light, and I love it. We don't have anything going on tomorrow night. We're kind of dark tomorrow night. Thursday, we go back to the Lost Isle with a simple interlude that takes place off the coast of Monterey Bay. We get to get items from the Fantasy Gashapon as a new group of heroes takes a little bit of downtime, and they're going to level up at the end of that episode. So we might do a little shop talk and level up like on camera, where we can talk about cool stuff like that. So it's very exciting. Come and join us for that on Thursday. Friday, we go back to Neverland with Dinosaur Isle, as we get to explore a land lost to time and inhabited by dinosaurs. Why? Because I rolled randomly on an Encounters at Sea table. So here we are. And
Which era would you say it takes place in? The Cretaceous. Oh, okay, never mind. Joke's dead.
Joke's dead. Okay. Do we revivify that? No. Okay, we're good.
Are you
It's the
expecting a
Cretaceous
verbal or a
resort.
written apology?
I'm expecting first one, then the other, but I will take a hug as well.
Okay. Written apology, got it.
Thank you. Okay. Then on Monday, we actually have a D&D 101. The D&D 101 from this week had to be canceled because we just ran out of players, but we're doing a remote D&D 101. So, if any of you have friends that live far away that have always been like, hey, why do you play the D&D? Like, I want to learn how to play the D&D. Have them contact us. Have them join in the Discord. So we'd love to have some new players. Or if you've never played a certain class before that you want to take your hand at, if you've always been fighters and you want to try spell casting, now's the time to do it. The D&D, you did the thing. So yes. And I think that's it for announcements. Once upon a time in Wonderland, a brand new group of heroes joined up. Some familiar faces behind the tables, but some new faces there. Mandrake, the porcelain man who had been living for a good portion of his time after the events of Season 1 in the city of Tanoth, was living there with Thoe, who Thoe was sort of traveling and bringing cabbages to and from the city of Tanoth to the Red Kingdom. Joining them are some new heroes. Fix and Dash, fresh from their stint in Hell, running the Cheshire Club variant in Hell. Fix, having escaped from Hell in his own special, unique way, is now back in the world of the living, and Dash is as well. His once dead squirrel is now alive and well and running around and having all sorts of shenanigans.
Crash by it?
And not only that, but Zero, a good friend of the group, a paladin, has joined up with the group as well and is currently sharing the honeymoon suite with Fix and Dash, strictly platonically.
With us.
As they figured out there's
This is a weird threesome.
Certifiable Scribe says, I went to pet Dash. We all do.
It's quite petable.
The group met Trovik, a cowman artificer. He doesn't like to be called cowman though. We're gonna go with Minotaur, barbarian, not barbarian, artificer, and then
Break my things, I'll get pretty angry, but yeah.
some of his inventions. He also has a mechanical servant with him in the form of a dog named Humphrey. That Trovik met up with the group because he was interested in taking some notes and learning more about the porcelain mechanical man. And then joining him is Olo, who is good friends with Trovik and is kind of essentially along for the ride at the moment, following this group as they find themselves in the land of Fairly. We're going to return right to where we left off, gang. We've got the two of you asleep in the honeymoon suite. Everyone has taken a long rest the next day and wake up inside your respective rooms. Hi, Dream Girl 42. Everyone's doing great. Yeah, you guys wake up. Do we make our way down for breakfast and things like that? So worthy of note, when you guys made your way, for anyone making their way down to breakfast, as you make your way down the stairs, the theme for the inn that you were staying at is different. Now, replacing the rubber duck theme that you saw before, they are all now just large giraffes. It is the same, some of the same individuals that you've seen before, but you now see replacing the rubber duck costumes is another sort of ramshackled giraffe costume, including some of the decor around the inn as well. But food is being served from a somewhat friendly barkeep, and you guys all meet up after a little bit of time. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you all sit down at the table, the dwarven man that you talked to once before makes his way back over towards where you all are sitting and pulls up a chair. And he says, you were the ones looking for a tracker, right?
That would be correct.
Yes, all right. So I know I said that that he was around. Apparently, he did a job for the king of Fairley, and nobody's seen him since. And with that, he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a piece of paper. He unfolds the paper. On it is a crudely drawn photo of a looks to be an elven man with long white hair with a hood sort of pulled up over his head, and it says "Wanted, Carno." The name Carno, Karno. Reward for his whereabouts, 6,000 gold pieces. As he unfolds this, the dwarf looks at you all and says, I did a bit of digging. It turns out this Carno was doing a job for the king of Fairley. Apparently a princess went missing or some such, and the king was heartfelt to find her. So he hired this here tracker to track her down. He took a bit of money as a retainer, a down payment, and nobody's seen him since. Now, there's always a chance that whoever it was died in the process, but there's also a chance that he took that down payment and made off with it. So, I'm figuring if you want the gold to do a little bit of digging, you're welcome to it. I happen to know where last he set off, but my memory's a little hazy.
So what you're saying is, if we track him down, we get the gold, and if we're persuasive enough, we also get a tracker.
Yeah. You just need to know where he went last.
Well, will you tell us where he went last?
Yeah, I would, but I just, I don't know if I can remember.
I have a feeling that if I make you something real nice from behind the bar, you remember.
You're gonna go behind a bar that doesn't belong to you, make me something really nice, and bring it to me, and you think that'll jog my memory.
I'm awfully persuasive when I needs to be.
Alright. You can certainly try.
He's before you can even get the rest of it out, you hear it all right, and Fix is just like trying to get behind the bar and just be like talking to the bartender, be like,
yeah. There's a human man. He's like he's behind the bar. He's got a red hair that's tied into like a little bun, covered in freckles from the top. Older man. He's got big like sort of muscly meaty arms, and I think as you walk around the counter, he's cleaning a glass and just sort of turns and looks.
Mate, I need a stout, and he's going to put a gold piece in his pocket. I need a shot of whiskey or bourbon or something strong, another gold piece in the pocket. And I also need, a cherry if you have one, with a gold piece in the pocket. I also need, do you have a lady?
You need a shot of whiskey, a cherry, in a stein, and a lady,
and stout.
Do you think
and stout.
maybe if he'd just given all this gold to that guy, we might have got
This is far more entertaining.
As you say this, the guy is still at the table, and he's like, I thought it was universally understood. I just wanted a bribe, right?
Yes.
Like, is that like it? Yes.
You will learn. You have to be very clear with Fix.
The bartender leans down to look at you, Fix, and he goes, "What do you need the lady for? Is it for like what I think it is?"
Oh yeah, to serve him.
Oh, you're a good friend indeed.
Well, I figured I'd come over here and talk to you myself about getting him to drink, but I
Oh,
don't...
to serve the. Yeah.
Yeah, to serve him.
Got it. Yep.
What else would I be paying for?
That's a great question. Here you go. Stein, he takes a little bit of whiskey and then puts a cherry inside and then passes the Stein alongside to you.
Just gonna walk over. Just
Can I, as he's walking over, can I pass 10 gold to this guy and just say, can you just humor him and then tell us where this guy
Give
went?
me a persuasion check
Okay.
as you're like, hey, come on. Just come on.
That's a 20, not nat.
I think he looks over at you and he's just like, and he takes the 10 gold and puts it in his pocket and looks over at you.
Now, sir, if you wouldn't mind helping us, I could give you a bit of this. But you have to help us first.
Well, you drive a hard bargain, but okay.
That was really easy.
It is a
I mean-
fantastic deal, Fix.
How good is the drink? Depending on how good it, and you drink the.
It's really good. It's the best you ever have.
Well, I don't want to drink it now that you've had some.
But why not?
Your lips have been on it.
Why is that?
You know what? I'm just going to tell you where he is. Because it
Well
looks like
done.
the drink was really, really good. I just don't want to get in the way of it. There's a mine outside of the town. Right as you leave the town, there's a mine. You'll see it. It's fairly close to the merchant district here in town. It's called the Mine or Ores Mine.
All right then.
mine or is mine.
Mine or yours, mine or ores, mine.
Yeah,
It's
clever.
mine or is mine.
You mentioned a princess was missing.
Yeah.
Which one?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. We go through princesses so fast here. It seems like every other day in Fairleigh, there's like a princess that comes through. They're not always related to the king here in Fairleigh, but yeah, I mean, like I can never remember.
So you're saying it's hard to keep track of the princesses around here?
Absolutely.
But
Frequently
they're
in
all
other
treated
castles?
With, you know, the respect that a princess is due?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose so.
Well, that's good to know. Thank you.
So we're gonna find this tracker while looking for a random princess whose name we don't know.
Oh, if you look at the flyer, it says nothing about the princess.
Got it.
The king's just interested in getting the money back. He sent the tracker to find the. I mean, if you found the princess and brought her back, there might even be a reward for that as well.
Understood.
But I just found this, and he holds up the paper. And he's like, I cannot reiterate this enough. I don't care what happens after we're done here.
May I?
Yeah, and he hands you over the paper.
Okay, I took the paper and I look it over. I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's got all the pertinent information on it. You do notice, give me an investigation check as you're looking at the paper. And
I'm also just like directly over his forearm, just like.
Sure.
Give
The
me a
two
moment.
of you go ahead and give me an investigation check.
It's 16.
A 16? Oh.
5.
A 5.
Can I flash of genius Mandrake 16 to make it a 21?
Yes, you can.
Sweet.
Yeah, you look over and you're. How does your flash of genius manifest?
I'm kind of, depending on where I'm sitting, I'm imagining I'm sitting opposite of
Is
Mandrake.
it a
so-
magical effect, or is it more like the bard's inspiration?
Sort of.
Like,
It's sort of it's more of a bard's inspiration. So I'll be looking at it from the other side and go, have a look at this, and they just point at it and just.
okay, with the 16, you're noticing, yeah, it's just it's a regular wanted sign. With the 21, I will reward this by saying, you've seen your fair share of wanted signs. The handwriting on this, like it wasn't made in a printing press. The handwriting on this is impeccable. Like it is. There is a flourish. The wanted sign is in calligraphy, which is odd because normally that's not the case. But with the little flash of genius, you're like, okay. The king made sure that this stood out.
This is a terrible news. It's incredibly
All of this. That's what you got.
Look.
No.
Understood.
We don't have terrible noses. He's got a terrible nose.
Yes. I think we'll take the job.
Great. Congrats.
Thank you very much for bringing this to our attention.
That's fair.
Of course.
I would like to get paid up front, please.
That's
10 gold.
That's not how it
fix.
works. That's not how any of this works.
But he's asking us
As
to do service.
this conversation, as he goes, I would like to be paid up front. The dwarf just gets up and walks out of the bar. Like he's up and out. He with the gold that was handed to him as a bribe. Like he's very happy with how his day went.
I could have taken his gold.
No, we have to find the person and then we get the gold.
I like the other way around first.
If we're heading into a mine, I'm going to need a moment, but I think I have something that can help. And with that, I pull out like my tinker stools, roll them out on the table, pull out these five small spheres.
Okay.
And just immediately get to work.
Sure. You take a little bit of time while you guys are all finishing your breakfast. You see Trovic just kind of like focused on the work at hand. He pulls out these small
eyes of minute seeing.
Yeah, and uses fine tools to work on these 5 small orbs in front of him.
Okay. While he does that, I would grab Thoe and go down into the case, if possible, for a moment.
Okay. In the bar.
I swear there were 5 of you just a moment ago.
In the bar, Mandrake and Thoe. Mandrake opens the case and
Are
gets
there a lot of people around us?
absolutely. Mandrake gets up, walks into the case. As he does, the people in the bar stop talking. And
As soon as he does this, like as soon as he opens this case in the middle of the bar, can I minor illusion a floor right over the top of it?
so he's going to open the case.
He's gonna open the, or I'm gonna minor illusion a bottom to this case or something. I want it to look like I'm like, oh gosh, what is he doing?
Okay. Sure.
I mean, it's open and there's steps. It's fully open into the floor, right?
So yeah, it's almost like
gonna be weird because he's still gonna be disappearing.
It's
into
the bag.
Nothing, but
yeah, it's the bag. I've always imagined it's like the little trunk. It's the trunk from or the bag from
Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So you could do this.
Can I woo
because
them
I
with
can
a
get a
performance?
5-foot illusion, so I can get the base of the thing and I can get an illusion of nothing. But we're still going to see the top of his head until his head goes away. So there's still going to be a flash. There's going to be still a moment where you can see him.
Yeah.
But then it's almost like he disappears.
I will mitigate this as you go. Oh crap! Like, and I will say that your time with him, like he just goes in the case, and you're like, you can't do this. Like people will see this and want to take this. You have the nice thing. People want the nice thing now. Like, so.
Remember, you're the one who wants the nice thing half the time.
I'm making a perception check at
Okay.
disadvantage.
You would be the one taking the nice thing.
Awesome. 2 nat
Like a
ones.
while ago.
So yeah,
Used them early.
you managed to cover it just in time. People just see a man walk over to the bag and sort of like, whoop, whoop, you managed to cover it.
I cast message at him and just berate him.
You're pointing at the bag.
Yeah.
I was like,
Okay.
just pointing with one hand, covering with the other. What are you doing?
Okay.
What were you thinking? Come on.
I'm thinking that my bag is surrounded by 4 heavily armed guards
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness. Fine, go do what you need to do.
Cool.
Yeah, it was like 5 if you count health range.
What are you doing in your bag?
How's the storeroom? Because I don't know. We haven't talked about it.
Sure. Your storeroom for potions is somewhat full.
Okay.
You don't have anyone working on potions now.
Right.
So there's nobody that stays behind and maintains burner levels and things of that sort. Your supplies are running a little low.
Okay.
You've got enough to make. Let's see. You've got enough to make a greater healing potion, but it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take a few days.
Okay. I would start up a greater healing potion just to have it going as best I can.
Cool. You need to check back in 3 days, or
Okay.
it's going to burn over, and you're going to waste the materials.
Okay, 3 days. Got it.
Okay. Cool. After a bit of time,
That should about. Wait, weren't there 5 of you? Mandrake and
perception?
Thoe?
He'll be right back.
to see if you won the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to be a little easier for you all since you're
Just-
at the table.
I get a
with
bit
him.
wrapped up in my work.
Regular roll.
Yeah, regular roll.
16.
Yeah, he went into a bag.
Does he often do that?
Although you're still thinking about the poster. It's just a little
Switch
off.
these
Like, yeah. He went into a bag.
Please hold still for a moment, would you? leather strap, trying to like size it to his head. Work.
Cool. After a bit of time, your
You
invention,
guys minor heads.
Trovik's invention is done. After a bit of tinkering, do you want to tell them what they have in their possession?
Yes. As part of my little wondrous things, my magical tinkering allows me to create fairly mundane magical items. So what each of you has is essentially a miner's cap, so like a leather strip with like a small brass cup and a ball bearing inside that will light up and give you light within 5 feet.
Nice. Nice.
So here's what this means. Those of you that don't have dark vision, which is a lot of you, you will now be able to have this light on. Should you choose to turn it off, I'm going to say that it's going to take a bit of time for Trovik to tinker with it to get it turned on. It's not a simple like, oh, and here's the on and off switch that I put in. Like, no. Once you decide to cut the magic off from the cup, the ball goes in the cup. It's okay. The ball's attached to a string, which is attached to the cup. Like it's going to turn off. Okay. 6 of you want to do anything else before you set off? Okay.
I'm gonna come back out.
You come back out of the case.
Both of us just, huh?
The what? You make your way to the northeast side of the town. Keep walking past a very large fountain and past the merchants district there, which is much more sparse than what it is in the Red Kingdom. You see a bunch of different shops, all with like spouting off woodworking and cutlery and candle making and things of that stuff. It's got the feel of a smaller town's farmer's market than you would see like high priced magical items. You do get some odd looks as you walk through the town. It's all manner of people throughout the town, but all of them in particular do some stares at you, Thoe, and you, Mandrake. But most of them are staring at Thoe and just sort of whispering off to the side.
Kind of look like most of the people here. Is this more of a they don't look like us, we don't look like them kind
Actually,
of thing?
no, not in the
Is this a
slightest.
perception thing?
There's a bunch of different races and things like that. However, you are the only one of your kind that they have ever seen before. You are something completely like you've got the green and the stuff like that, which is not a come up, but you've got the butterfly wings. You've got the sort of things coming out. Like you are unique. And the people of this town, while they're working and stuff like that, I would say everybody's perceptions are high enough that you would notice that eyes dart occasionally towards Thoe, and there's little whispers and things of that sort.
I would lean in and say, I'm not saying you should cover up who and what you are, but if you would like, I can help. You are drawing quite a bit of attention.
Would you like to try to bring that long-lost princess to whatever his name is, Carno? I think I could pull off a pretty average-looking princess.
Agreed. Doesn't really solve our problem right now.
Well, you gotta go find him, and it'll look boring.
Yes. I was just offering to cover up what you look like right now.
I can cover it up by
Okay.
disguising myself.
A little boy runs up to the group while this conversation is happening, and he's got what looks to be crudely drawn pictures of the gods, like on a little like twine that he's made together, and he just goes, "Would anyone like to buy a necklace? It's only a silver piece."
What kind of necklace?
He goes, "I have a Cheshire, and then I have a caterpillar, and I have a hatter, and then I also have I have Enwin, and I have the white,
what?
The Enwin, and I have
What's that?
Enwin?
Yeah.
He's the storyteller.
Have you guys ever heard of an Enwin?
It's fairly common
It's
knowledge.
fairly common. If you want to deep delve into this particular god, you can do a religion check for me. But
We are very familiar.
You says there
Oh.
5 gold silver pieces.
it's just one silver piece.
1 silver piece. And how many you have?
He like looks at him and he goes. He loses count a couple times and just holds up like a handful of them. Like it's got to be like 10 or 15 of them. Like just different necklaces.
Is this what you do, boy? Run around here and sell these?
I mean, yeah, sometimes.
Do you have a home?
Yeah.
And people, I love you.
Yeah, I have parents.
He's gonna give him a gold piece back. Can I take them all?
He like looks at it and yeah, he just hands you the necklaces and then takes the gold piece.
Aye. Be good, run along there.
Yeah, and he will run off down an alleyway.
Fix is gonna put as many of them on as he possibly can.
Dude, you
as you do, I was gonna look around. You mind if I take the White Queen? Thank you.
Do I still have my Cheshire necklace?
You do.
Okay.
You do. Are you wearing it?
Yeah, I wouldn't take it at all.
Cool. Yeah, you've got the white queen and you kind of put it on.
I'm gonna stow it.
Yeah, or sew it in your bag.
Got one in.
Cool. You make your way to the edge of the town. In front of you, you do see a small.
I don't want to like in front of everybody, but I'm just gonna look for an out of the way place or a place where there aren't people around. And
Okay.
I'm gonna change
Who
appearance.
do you disguise yourself as?
I'm going to go for. I'm going to as we walk out of the town, like the people around here, are they fairly like human looking? Like what is the average person?
They're fairly
kind of
human looking.
fairly
There's a lot of there are humans, there are half elves, there are elves. I mean, it looks to be predominantly humans, you know, but you're also seeing. It's a. All of you, give me a perception check. Let me know if you get above a 15.
Nat 20.
Raise your hand if you got above a 15.
Exactly 15.
Wait.
No. Okay. So everybody but Fix, as
What's
he's
the
like,
major
the
thing,
necklaces are almost blocking his vision.
I'm trying to look at them all.
I got a nat 20 at that.
Nat 20s. Humans, elves, half elves are predominantly. However, there's some odd races that don't normally get along in human settlements here, including but not limited to kobolds. And you see in one particular portion of the city, working over a large anvil, a large green fist come up, bam, and hit down onto an anvil, and it is a ogre. That just is like does not normally live in groups of humans and things of that sort, but just is like as you guys turn and move through the town, he like looks at you passingly. He does not give you much notice, but turns back to the anvil and just bam, and like continues to work. So there are lots of different races.
Well,
here.
inspired by who knows what, princess, red hair, green dress, done. Some freckles. All
Should
right.
we address you as Fiona?
Nope. Yes, fine. No. Copyright what? Yeah. All right.
The princesses in
General-
this stream do not reflect the views of the
General princess attire.
General princess attire. Yeah, you change it into this appearance, and what's funny is I imagine that Thoe, as this princess sort of walks out and joins the group, and just sort of like nods at you all. Did you let them
No, I
know?
told him that that's
you
what I
told
was gonna
him.
do, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and just sort of joins and walks with the group in princess attire.
Going to make a note of that.
Is it better? And actually, it's just so that you know, it's just disguise self.
Okay.
So it doesn't hold up to
Close
any
scrutiny.
close
or anything.
inspection. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're getting looks, but I think they're different from the looks you were getting before. So yeah, you make your way out of the town and carefully to the following the directions that the Dwarven man laid out for you. After a fair walk and making your way down past out of the town and south, following this small river that runs along the path. The scenery is idyllic. The weather is perfect. You find yourselves next to a mine. There's a wooden sign above it, and it does say it says Ores Mine, and then written like haphazardly next to it is like graffiti mine ore. So MINE OR. ORESMINE. Does that make more sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Put the E in the
Missing
wrong
one
place
letter.
for the first word.
Okay. What would you like to do, heroes?
Okay. Mine is open. Like it's blocked off.
It's there's no. It's not really blocked off. The mine is open for the most part.
I would take a look around, just see if I notice anything at the entrance.
What are you looking for specifically in investigations? Are you looking for?
Yeah, an investigation check, tracks, any kind of.
Okay. This would be more of a survival. If you're looking for tracks, I would chalk this up more to survival.
Okay.
If anybody's proficient with this, then wants a grand advantage here, you're welcome to do so.
I got.
When I remember I had 12, but I
will help,
don't
don't
have
worry.
any more.
I'm very low to the ground and helping.
Okay.
Taking advantage. Not much better.
Nope. I got an 8.
Buddy, there's a lot of tracks.
Right.
Big world, a lot of feet. Like
Yeah.
there's just there's like
Truth.
There's a lot of different tracks leading
Okay.
in and out of this mine. With an 8, while there are a lot of tracks leading out of the mine, there's a pretty well worn path leading into it that you can see, especially utilizing the light that was handed to you. There is a well worn path towards the back of these sort of passageways.
Okay.
On the reward poster of this guy, I'm guessing that this is a like head to like torso sort of picture.
Absolutely.
Is he wearing anything that stands out? Any sorts of objects or like a
Uh,
necklace or something that stands out in
So
any way?
most of these posters aren't in color.
Okay.
He is wearing a cloak of sorts, and as he is also wearing an odd-looking clasp that holds the cloak together. It's an odd interlocking thing. It almost looks like a puzzle.
Okay.
Like you're not, as you look at this clasp, you're not even sure how it interlocks and closes it in such a minute detail.
I hold up the poster and I say, listen, I used to be really good at locating things. Like, all I had to do was see them and I could find where they are, but I'm really not good at that anymore. Is there anyone who has this skill?
I mean, I'm really good at finding things I can see.
Like,
Yep.
So
that's not exactly what I... But do you know what I'm talking about?
are you looking for like an object or something small?
Like, if you could see a picture of an object,
Precisely.
you might be able to locate said object in a magical way.
So you're looking for an object that could say things? Because you said said object, so it could say things.
No, you can locate the object
Fix.
that you can
Could
see.
you do me a favor?
Yes.
Though, if I may. Thank you. We need to find this, but in the real world. It's a physical object. Would you be able to locate that?
See, why can't you say things like that? I could
Thank you.
find it.
I don't know. I'll do better next time.
And then Fix is gonna sit cross-legged on the dirt, and he's gonna trace a circle around his body with his finger in the dirt, and cast locate object.
Oh, okay. You cast locate object. Huh.
You just need to know how to talk to them, guys.
Okay.
How dare you?
1,000 feet.
You won't let me touch your dice.
While this is going on, Olo, do you still have that sword that my father made you?
I do. Wait.
May I? Thank you. And I'm going to fit a small coin-looking object into the pommel, where there's a recess,
Okay.
for my spell storing.
So he's got a ring of spell storing.
Well, no. I can store a first or second level spell into a martial object.
How long does it take you to do that?
It takes after a long rest. I can do it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm just going to pop in a small coin that is holding a second level cure wound spell that he can use 10 times.
I am totally about this. I'm going to say we can't Bill and Ted this anymore. Of like
Understood.
the sword has always had this coin slot into it, but I love this ingenuity. So he's got a sword, and you guys have known each other for a long time. That I will totally buy. Like, you remember that thing I gave you a long time ago, and you can fit the coin in.
Mm-hmm.
For everybody else, it'll have to be like an object
Of
that
course.
they can access.
That is perfectly fine.
We'll treat it like this. It'll take an action to activate the spell.
Yeah,
So it's got-
like it would normally. Yeah.
Yeah. What spell are you storing?
Cure wounds.
Got it. All right.
Here
so
you are.
You got
Just in case you get injured, just touch the coin.
Thank you.
Fix. This is going to circumnavigate a lot. You, instead of having to walk through this sort of twisting map of puzzles, which was going to take about 10 minutes.
I didn't do it. He did it.
He did it, yeah, it's not you. You guys, you managed to make your way through this mine and eliminating some dead-end spots because you get a ping on that locate object. This ping leads you to, of all things, a...
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Vicky.
No. This is just the first puzzle. This is good. This is going to lead you to a tunnel. At the end of this tunnel, at the very end of it is a golden statue of a knight. The knight is very large in size. It does not look like the white knight. It just looks to be some sort of carved out of this. It is holding both of its hands up like this, fist up, and written above its head in the same gold of the metal are these words in capital letters: patron or pod.
O-R-E or O-R?
Patron space O-R-E space P-O-D.
No question mark? Just
No.
patron or pod.
That guy looks like my dad after he's had a
Patron space O-R-E space P-O-D.
Above his head.
Above his head. And it's a very large base. It's like a circular base. It almost looks like a mini, like a D&D mini.
And his hands are like this, but they're in fists. Okay.
Are they like they close, or they have like a little something where you can put like an object in it, like a sphere or a sphere
So
or something?
as you
An
get that
investigation.
ping, you see at the base of the statue the clasp for that cloak. That odd looking almost puzzle mask or like clasp is at the base of the statue.
Fix the new orange. Just reach for it and grab it.
Okay. It is next to a small journal.
You have more. Hey,
I like to read books.
She says.
Though I'm not even going to make you roll for this. It's just a recollection of like bounties and things like that. Until you get to the last page, it's notes as he traveled forward. Okay.
Through this
This
space.
area. He goes, got to the statue. Clever.
Yeah.
While she's looking at the book, I'm going to analyze the statue.
Yeah. It's going great, Zeltaris. Hi, welcome. It's really just beginning. Yeah, give me an investigation.
Advantage.
Well, that was an 18. That was a 19. So, 19, 25.
Okay, 25. What do I want to tell you? The statue looks...
Big brain boys.
The statue looks... the craftsmanship looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. It looks like it was carved. It doesn't look like gold, but it looks very heavy, like very sturdy. You look at the statue and you, with the 25, it doesn't...
I would be looking for any cracks, crevices, anything that...
There are no cracks. There are no crevices, especially near the hands.
Okay.
It doesn't look like anything has actually... and I'll say this. There is not any dirt or dust on this statue.
Got it.
I'm gonna cast detect magic on the statue. I'm gonna see what kind of magic is in it, if any.
Sure. You cast detect magic, and there is some faint magic around this. I will say that it is enchantment.
Are there any plants or shrubs or anything like that nearby that might be like growing next to it?
Nope.
Or is it just primarily like rock?
No, you're in the middle of a cave.
Moss?
So there's not a lot of cave or moss.
I'll relay that the statue's very clean. That there are no cracks, crevices. None of it appears to have moving parts.
Remarkable craftsmanship, though.
There was also this.
So something like the clasp or
Yeah,
whatever else it is.
yeah, it's the class from the gentleman from before.
May I?
Yeah.
I'll take it and look it over. 21.
21 investigation. You've never seen anything like this in relation to a clan or a family or anything along those lines. It looks to be, I will say, The alchemist in you perks up a little bit because it's made of platinum. So he would not have let this go. That this is somewhat valuable.
But it looked deliberately placed on the plinth.
No, it was on the ground next to this journal, but you're not sure why.
All right.
It didn't look like it was placed on the statue.
The statue has enchantment magic on it. That's about like altering the minds of others or enchanting them. I don't know how that relates, but I mean, I guess you guys should know.
Okay.
Does the statue move at all? Like, I touched the statue.
Okay. You touch the statue, and the statue does not move.
Okay. And do I see any marks in the ground that imply that it's been slid or moved in any way?
The statue does not look as if it has been slid in any way.
Rotated.
Okay.
Okay.
How about
You
this?
have to slide that.
I will say with detect magic, you see enchantment magic, and I will. This is tricky. Maybe. Upon closer examination, you would see enchantment magic and transmutation magic.
Okay. So changing things somehow.
As you place your hands upon the statue and look up, the letters above them begin to glitter a little bit.
Is there a way to rearrange these letters? Change the letters around? Did they spell out something? Do they spell out something else other than this?
Patron or pod.
Are all of the letters glowing? Are certain letters glowing?
All of the letters.
Got it.
As Thoe reaches forward and places her hand against the statue, there is a faint glitter that appears around all of the letters. That seems to be just like floating along the surface of the letters.
Oh goodness. This is a
Not a palindrome.
This is gonna be, yeah. I know. This is us rearranging letters. It's super exciting.
As Thoe says, this is about us arranging letters. All of you start tracing the letters in the ground. Patron, O-R-E, pod. And start rearranging the letters in any sort of combination that you can. Or if you would, or your character would just be like, cool, so do we hit it? Like, or do we...
Are there any other exits out of the room?
There are no exits, there are no windows, and no doors. Of course, there's always my way. No exits or entrances out of the cave, out of this area that you found it.
Mandrake would be like standing on his head as usual.
Oh, okay.
Like trying to figure stuff out.
Sure. Mandrake standing on your head. Okay. There's an odd marking at the bottom of the statue.
Okay, I would fall onto my stomach and crawl over to look at that.
It looks like...
I'm fascinated by this mechanical man's there's something.
It's a very strange man.
Okay, so it looks like a rectangle. Okay, but there is a break here and a break here. It's a very tiny symbol at the bottom of the statue. There is a break here and a break here.
Break at the top, break at the bottom.
Yeah.
Is it something that could fit a necklace piece?
No.
Like say a class.
Darn.
Do you point this out to the rest of the group?
I would.
It's a maker's mark.
Now we're getting somewhere. Different from mine.
All great artificers sign their creations, be them with a very small sort of
Do I recognize
mark
this?
or...
Do I recognize this mark?
Ooh, give me a history check.
Cool.
I would have some knowledge because I assume I have one somewhere on my body.
Yeah, but
That's a stretch for me.
I wouldn't know like all of the Maker's Marks, but I would know what a Maker's Mark is.
Yeah, you know what a Maker's Mark is.
Yeah, it's a great whiskey.
You've never been able to find
the one that's on
Laurence Olivier's, but you know it's there. You know what I mean?
It's 17.
17. It looks familiar. I mean, gosh, working and living where you lived, there were so many, and you know that this is hard to do. This. How about this? It's elegant. It's not flashy at all. But it's
simple, understated.
Simple, understated, elegant Maker's Mark. A part of you goes like, nice. Like this is what you want. Like this is not somebody that is here to show off. This is not. You guys whisper about this Fortunado, or you know, who goes around and like does these like loud like. This is not Fortunado. This is yeah.
So what is it, Ben?
Well, it's a Maker's Mark, but it's not someone who's keen on showing off. Humility in their craft, taking more pride in the craft itself than making sure someone knows they themselves made it. But they're still proud of their work, rightfully so.
P-O-N is left over. I've got trapdoor, but there's a P-O-N left over.
There's no E?
Is it just a P-O-N?
Is there an E?
Wait.
Pun. I knew it.
Trapdoor open.
Open.
Open trapdoor.
Oh, I missed a O-R-E. Oh, there's the E. Open.
Open
trapdoor.
And like, just open
Open.
trapdoor. As I'm still squatting near this Maker's Mark. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Because I wrote O-O-R, not O-R-E. That was the problem.
Okay. So Thoe places her hands against the statue and says,
Open trapdoor!
As it does, the statue comes to life, takes a few steps over, 3 inches to the left, because Yazborg, and sure enough, there is a trap door that extends out for all of you.
That
so ready
is
for it to be
clever.
under us.
Return of the Jedi Rancor pit
I
style.
thought about this. I thought, open trap door. Ah!
Oh, I was expecting. That's why I was like squatting to the Maker's Mark. Huh? What?
So you walk down the steps.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yes.
You have entered
Well, I'm out of breath.
the first thing you notice is the aesthetics of the first room that you entered. Inside this room, it is very simple, bare bones. It is there's like torches that lead you down the stairs into this large room. On the far left of the room is a beautiful, ornate wooden chest. Okay, the chest is set up on a metal platform that is located that has 2 crystals sticking out of the side of this metal platform. Okay, so wooden ornate chest that does not have a lock on it, that's on this ornate metal platform with 2 crystals sticking out of the sides of the chest. Okay, so it's on top of this metal platform. Yes.
I'm going to look at it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take a look.
Take a look at the chest. Okay.
And the platform.
Okay.
So that's 16.
The platform is rigged as such that if something happens, the platform could slide back into the wall, and you look up as you look past the chest with the 16. There is a compartment that would close as the chest comes in. The thing would close in front of the chest. Does that make sense? So it's almost like this. Here's the chest. The chest, should an action happen, the chest will slide back into the wall and close.
So we can't get to it. Like if this series of events.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Before you is a wooden door with a very simple golden doorknob on it, and above that, written in that same gold letters, is the password is wood.
The password
The
is
password
wood.
is wood. And is it wood W-O-O-D or W-O-U-D?
The password is W-O-O-D.
And is wood in quotation marks?
No. The whole thing is in quotation marks. I mean, it says like the password is wood, and there's a quotation mark and then quotation mark.
What trees are made of?
And chest, door?
Chest, door.
Door. Okay.
Sorry, we were discussing taboo earlier, so I wanted to do this joke.
With detect magic. With
Oh, yeah,
detect
that's
magic,
still going.
you would see that the door is magically sealed, and that there is a faint magic coming from the crystals. Fellow DMs, help me out. What sort of magic would you use for detecting a magic primed to leap at a certain thing?
Triggering magic?
Oh, like
Like a
like
triggering.
trap
Is that
spring kind of
evocation? Evocation, probably.
I think.
Yeah.
Hell if I know anything.
Yeah, but the door is magically sealed.
Mm.
Evo, thank you, Lord Zenwitz.
Am I getting anything from the symbols on my body?
Nothing that you would not have picked up just being around your friends.
Okay.
There's nothing in this room overtly religious.
Okay.
Does the trunk have like a lock on it, or any sort of like lock opening, or any sort of opening whatsoever?
No lock.
Should we try to open it?
Mandrake,
Yes.
would you be willing to help me attempt to stop this mechanism from occurring? Disabling the mechanism might let us open the chest freely.
It may.
I need everybody to give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
For some of you, it's a dunce stat.
Nat 1.
Nat 1.
17.
17.
Weirdly enough.
14.
14.
5.
9 plus
5.
0.
18.
18.
that's a 0.
Where's my?
Raw int.
Right there.
No, you're raw
One
int, so
minus
plus
1.
1.
Is
You two go. Who's holding on to the journal?
3.
Me still.
You two go. Who's holding on to the journal?
Oh,
Who's holding the journal?
me?
May I?
Sure.
Thank you.
It says next, right below that first note that you saw, you see the number 1 in a parentheses, and you look, and there's other pages, there's other notes that go, but there's a 1 parentheses. Just be sweet. Interesting. He's shy.
Is this something that's read aloud?
One.
Yeah.
Just be sweet. He's shy.
Hello? Is somebody in there?
It says be sweet, not be weird.
Who or what are you saying that to?
The chest in general.
No.
Okay, now I say it to the door.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Is the door talking?
You hear a small voice like coming from
Hi.
the door that everyone is
Wait,
able to
are
hear.
you the door or are you behind the door?
No, I was the door.
You're the door?
I
I've never talked to a door before.
You're being really intense
I'm
right now.
sorry. I've never talked to a door before.
That's fine, and I appreciate that. And
What's your name?
I'm hearing what you're saying. I don't really have one because I am a door.
Okay.
So there's more than one person. Thank you very much.
Can we go through
Absolutely.
the door?
Do you know how?
Would you like a honeysuckle?
The password is wood. Can you open?
I cannot do that
Why not?
because
What do we have to do?
you have not done. You're putting a lot of pressure on me.
We just
You're
wanna
putting a
help.
lot of pressure, and
We
like
want to
I
help you
don't.
to do your job.
Okay, but now I feel like the impetus is on me.
No, but
The
your
impetus is on me to do
your
something for
destiny
you.
is to
and
open your door.
No, it didn't. You.
It's
are-
your destiny, and we
we're-
want to help you
destiny
achieve
is
your
such
destiny.
destiny is such a strong word.
Wait,
Destiny is getting into like major stuff. Like, why was I? Bill,
Excuse me.
there's 3 people in the room.
Can we just open it?
There's 4 people in the room.
Just to not surprise you anymore, there are actually 6 people and a
There's
squirrel
6. Yep,
in the room.
and a squirrel.
And a robotic dog.
Please don't pressure me.
No. Do you know anything about the chest that's in this
I'm
room?
not good with people. Yes. And the chest, the chest will open once you get through this door.
Oh, cool. I'll Misty step through.
Okay. As you go to Misty step through the door, you are able to find yourself on the other side. The 2 crystals alight on the chest. The chest is pulled into the wall. The wall slams shut, and you have Misty stepped into the second room.
I'm glad it wasn't me.
I really wanted to see what was in that.
I'm gonna try to open the door.
There is no doorknob. There's no.
Oh. I'll push on it.
No. There's somebody pushing on my butt. There are hands on my butt.
I'm just gonna put my face up against the door. Are you out there, mate?
What? You don't please? Oh my god. Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god.
He's not saying anything.
Is there like
a,
the edge of the door?
You can see the edge of the door.
I'm gonna try and wiggle a dagger through to the latch.
Oh god.
No.
There's
Zero, whatever
Could
you're
you,
doing,
could you
please
ask
stop.
our friend to come back through?
Can you put the dagger away? And please just go back. I'm not good with people. So I'm going to say this as firmly as I can. If you don't do this, I'm going to cry.
It says be sweet on him.
I thought you said if we got through the door that we could get to the chest.
Well, if you go through the door the correct way.
Well, you didn't say that before.
Well,
Zero.
I was under a lot of pressure.
Excuse me, man.
Did you Misty step back through the door yet?
No.
Okay.
Come back.
I can.
Come back.
But I'm already here.
He's
What are you doing?
Fine. I was gonna walk over to where the piece of the wall that has fallen down in front of the chest.
Mhm.
And he's gonna turn spectral and walk through the wall.
Okay. As you turn spectral and walk through the wall, you see a small alcove. It's not a lot. It's stone and rock, but there is a chest that has been pulled into a alcove.
I am going to become corporeal again and try to open the chest because I'm dead.
Okay, you are in the stone, and it is.
So there's not enough space for me to stand on the platform with the chest.
There will be if you hug the chest like this. So if you want to go like in front, like to this, like where your head is over the chest, I would say you're of a small enough size, but it's going to be tight.
If there's enough room for me to be able to open the chest, I will try to open the chest.
Okay, there are no latches. There is no key or anything like that. There is no spot to do it. How would you like to open the chest? Let's pause there.
Yeah, I was like,
let's pause there as he sits there.
Okay, door.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So first of all, wood.
Yes.
Did that work?
Did what work?
Okay, it was the password. I said the password is wood, but then I just said wood, and I was just hoping it would work. But
why are you saying this word over and over?
Well, because it says the password is wood.
What is? Oh.
The password.
And you're saying that?
So I'm trying to say it.
Okay.
Maybe it's more like a request, like, would he do it?
Do you
like,
want to say
it's
wood?
a suggestion.
Do I want to say what?
Wood.
Why did
Can
I
you
say
it?
that?
Would you say it just for me?
I don't make a persuasion check.
I'm good at those now. I rolled an 18. It's a 27.
I don't understand why me saying the word wood. The door.
Nice.
Good, because the next thing I was going to do is threaten it.
Don't do
the
that.
door.
It's a nice door.
The door opens up, and does everybody walk in?
Yeah.
No, I'm waiting for Olo.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, waiting for Olo.
Olo, you are squeezed in a tiny little chamber with this chest, buddy.
Is there a way to retrieve my older brother and the chest, perhaps?
The door, while open, is not.
Bollocks and
Humor me.
balderdash.
Walk back in the room, please.
Nix, could you come here? Or Zero, could you come here?
Okay.
Thank you.
Walk through.
Now turn and walk back the other way, please.
I'm very confused with what you guys want.
Sometimes things confuse you. We've established that. Please move into the hallway again.
Go back.
Okay.
Did anything happen? No? Okay. Well?
I could try it again.
Do it.
Do it again.
Do we need to get him on this side and then close the door and have everything
You lot
reset?
can go. Close the door behind you.
Let's just we'll get everybody over here. We'll reset everything and then we'll do it again.
Olo, can you hear me?
Can I?
Okay, is everybody in the room together?
Through
On the-
through.
I didn't
would
think
say
so, but I was just checking.
muffled. You hear? Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You're back on our side, like everybody's on the initial
Everybody's on the other
I
side.
don't know where I am. I'm just following you guys.
All right, door.
You close the door.
Okay, close the door.
Okay.
All right, did the chest come back?
The chest comes out of the wall, followed by an Olo.
Hi, you want to join us over here for just a minute?
Fine.
Okay.
I just
Door.
step off the platform and just kind of stare at the chest, annoyed.
Door.
I'm a little angry.
Hi. I'm
'Cause
sorry.
you kind of tricked me with that one.
But you know
You
what?
asked me to say it.
I have a special trick I can do, and I think you're gonna like it.
Okay.
I have this trick where I can decorate doors with any picture they want.
I'm listening.
What's your favorite thing?
Being alone.
Okay. I could.
Do the album cover for The Sound of Silence.
What? Oh, well, what if. Have you ever heard of something called white noise?
No.
Okay, white noise is this special magical noise that blocks out all other noises and makes you feel like you're alone.
I would like this very much, please.
I can create this magical white noise just for you.
You would do that for me?
I would do that
Oh,
for
dang.
Does the chest open?
All the way through the door.
The chest opens.
Cool.
The chest opens to reveal 15 gold pieces, but they are like nugs, 15 gold nugs.
Cool.
And as the door opens, it opens up into a room that is completely comprised of garbage. It looks like old banana peels, old like socks and dirt and trash and foodstuffs. In the corner is a small chest, the same size as the other one that looks like it's set up to the same mechanism, and there is a door completely across the other way.
Pick up the 15 gold nugs.
Full 15 golden nuggets. You can add that to there. So it's going to be more than gold pieces because it's like little bits of gold.
3 for
So
you,
what's
3
in your
for
book
you,
say
3
now?
for you, 3 for you, 3 for you.
What
I'm
does the
keeping
book
none of
say
it.
about the garbage room?
I don't want these.
I'll take them.
Well, in that case, 3 for me.
Wow. What does the book say about the garbage
A
room?
moment, please. Flip through. Is there any mention of the Garbo room?
Number 2, parentheses.
Number 2.
This guy really didn't like germs.
This one does not care for germs.
And below it says, worried about getting sick? Question mark.
Reasonable concern considering surroundings.
Is there, there's another door or just the chest?
There's another door and another chest, almost akin to the same
Right,
setup that you
same-
guys
same
noticed
setup.
before.
Okay. Well,
There's a little platform that has no garbage on it.
Anybody else really good at cleaning up stuff? I'm really good at cleaning up stuff.
I'd be a terrible maker if I left my space filthy.
Okay.
This is true. He yells at me all the time.
Well,
If you'd pick up your socks, it'd be less of an issue.
I mean, I don't know how.
I mean, there's good old-fashioned elbow grease.
Not repair stuff.
Recent, but yeah.
Are there areas that are like dirty where I could use prestidigitation to like clean it up? Or
Sure,
is it this like
yeah.
physical garbage?
Absolutely. As you look at the floor, you see like physical garbage and stuff like that, but you see little spots on the floor that you could conceivably clean with prestidigitation and then walk. Like,
I'm gonna try that in a few areas and see if anything else happens.
okay,
I'll
And
give
you
her
stay
I'll give
on
her a
the
hand with
platform?
that, and just like, as we're prestidigitating. So is your magic learned or more of an innate sort of thing?
It's very complicated.
Well, okay, did you study to acquire your magic, or does it just kind of happen?
It happens. I don't always have a lot of control over it, and some of it is new.
Noted. Do you use a focus of any kind? Sorry, I'd like to know who I'm working
These are
with.
very personal questions.
I apologize. I'm looking for ways that I might be able to assist the group, and knowing everyone's strengths and weaknesses tends to help with that sort of thing.
Well, I have a necklace that's very special, and I guess that might be it. But it's also it's very complicated.
I understand. Thank
Sometimes it flails out.
you. I appreciate your honesty on that.
Thank you.
I may be able to help with something in the future.
Thank you.
And just continuing cleaning.
Hello, door. Do you talk to? The door doesn't talk.
Is the door itself dirty?
the door is dirty.
I'm gonna clean that door.
Okay, so how are we doing this? There's garbage all over the floor. There's certain spots that are just like sort of muddy and dirty. Or you're prestidigitating these spots and then walking
he's going over to
just
the
straight
door.
through the garbage. Like
No,
to the
is there
door?
is there a path that leads to the door?
There is a winding path.
I'm gonna clean that path all the way up to the door.
Okay.
I would follow behind them.
You clean the door.
Oh yes.
Yep. As you do, the chest pops open. The trash. You see mechanical arms come out and hit the center of the room and just go.
Nice. I love this room.
With a space built in for the chest, as it sweeps everything off to the side, that chest opens up.
I would walk over to the chest.
There is a ruby inside of this particular chest. You're seeing a sliding scale go up.
Mm-hmm.
I would reach in and grab the ruby.
Okay.
Well then, this has been a very interesting experience.
All right.
Off to
Do you
the
want
next
to just
one.
prepare us ahead of time for what's next?
Yes.
Is there something that says number
three? Anything?
You see a line of expletives that you don't want to repeat because
he is a filthy author.
It is F this guy, F this room, F everything about this room,
Oh.
F this, damn this freaking room, this shit-tastic, damn, like, he goes off on this tear leading down the page for room number 3.
And it continues to. Wow. Well, that's a new one.
Okay, so,
He's very angry at this room.
but not a lot of
I
help
was
other
now
than
excited.
anger.
Oh no! Honestly, he's just rather foul-mouthed.
We could send Dash. He's
Oh,
got a
goodness.
pony mouth.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm not reading that out loud.
I refuse on principle.
Cool. As you lead,
Like,
as you go into the
over to the door, just ready.
Yeah.
You're stoked. You're ready. You're excited.
Like, this
As you
is-
walk into the room, you're like, oh man, I wonder what. And inside this room is a chest off to the side, and before you is it looks to be a child's training dummy. Like it's got like an angry face painted on it. It's holding up a little wooden facsimile of a sword, and it looks like it's built on a swivel so that if you hit it with the shield, it would spin a little bit and come back around this way. But it's a child's.
It's like a child's size.
This reminds me of
It is
your
a
room.
child's like training like or it's a fix
Oh.
fix and all the like size training dummy.
Did you want to hit something?
This looks like something that your dad would have made you, like when you're like, oh, you want to use a sword? I got you, buddy. Like,
Fine.
At least I'm taller.
Just gonna like take a minute, limber up, and just pull and be like, "This is a terrible idea." Stop it.
as he
does
go
this
ahead and roll
shield.
an attack for me.
With plus 12.
That is a 17.
17. As he hits it, boom, boom, out of the ground, 2 more training dummies appear.
I don't know if
Perhaps.
this is good or bad.
Fix is immediately just go to the other one that popped up and just BAM! Just like give it
Roll
a
an
punch
attack.
and that is going to be a
Unarmed.
Oh, yeah, arm strike 16. So.
Give me a D4 when you roll this too.
Yeah. 3.
Does he add his strength?
This is when the math comes in.
I didn't know my strength.
As he hits one of the 2 that just popped up, it is going to spin around completely and accidentally hit the first one. So 2 more are going to pop up behind this one. 1,
Oh my.
2, 3,
This
and then
is
another 2
fascinating.
are going to appear at a random spot in the room, leading you to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total now.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
Look out! Look out! Look out!
And is there another one close? Who's
I'll throw my hat.
There we go.
Oh,
Okay,
dear.
roll an attack roll.
I'm gonna enjoy this a bit too much, I think.
17.
Okay. 17 hits. The hat flies forward, and you're just gonna throw it in a straight line. You aiming at the first one.
Yeah, one of the ones that hasn't been hit.
One
yet.
of the ones that hasn't been hit yet.
Yeah.
Great. As it does, the hat passes through and accidentally like bumps into 1 or 2 other ones. Hits one of the ones in the back, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 appear. Alo is in the room, standing next to one, and so is Fix. As they start swinging around a little bit, those shields come around and whack you in the back of the head.
Makes sense.
That's going to be a 18 to hit Alo. That doesn't hit you. It's a nat 20 on Fix.
Oh.
That hits.
That just
Fix,
barely hits.
it's
him.
okay, buddy. You're only going to take 2 points of damage.
and he is gonna curse.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the goal is here.
I'm
As it
sensing a
hits
pattern.
Fix, the shield starts.
I think
it changes into a laughing face.
Are you laughing at me?
I think they're popping up randomly.
It's just not random. He's
Actually,
gonna hit
is
the
there
next one.
is there a pattern that the dummy's popping up?
Give me an investigation check.
Cool.
What about perception?
That is a 21.
21.
Thank you, plus 9.
21. There's no random. There's no pattern to it. You're looking for like a number or maybe a path to the door. You could make it to the door fairly easily, avoiding these. But it seems like everyone you hit that branches out, like it. Your anger.
Fractals.
Your anger leads to more anger. Like there's never enough. Like
Perhaps we should not hit it.
A thought. That's what they're for.
But that hit me after.
But that's
I-
exactly the point. Meaning violence with violence isn't always the answer.
That's not true.
Trolley.
Hmm.
Obviously, as a tinkerer of sorts,
Mhm.
can you mend things?
Oh, yes, quite easily.
Perhaps try it on one of these?
Yes. The one that Olo hit, like just
the very first one.
yes.
Okay. You mend it and redo. It takes a little bit of time, but as you do, you see this mending energy come into it, and all of the scrapes and bumps and bruises on it begin to fix as the like non-living dummy fixes over time. And
Whoa,
Do any of the others disappear though?
no,
Nope.
no.
Okay, got it. Good to know.
Mine?
But it looks much better.
It does.
I'm terribly sorry about that. And I patted on the shoulder.
With the small pat on the shoulder, all of the dummies sink into the ground, and the door opens.
Thank you. That was very kind. Question: is there a chest in this room, and did it open?
There is a chest in this room. This one holds a large diamond inside of it.
Grabbing it.
Trying
Selfish at
to.
all. Wow.
So Mandrake grabbed the ruby, Fix and
I
Dash grabbed the
remember when a
diamond.
large diamond would help me with a certain spell.
Last time my character had a diamond, it kind of saved someone's life, or someone had a diamond.
Yep.
So this room,
Oh, number 4. Actually, you have the book again.
Oh. Here.
Oh, fine.
this four just has the words, "I see why they added this room."
Lol.
The room is beautiful. There is soft red light that is coming from the room. There is no floor that you can see to this room. Otherwise, all you see are comfortable pillows and blankets spread about the place. There are white flowers in vases that are just sort of all about the space, flittered about. As you come into this room, you see teapots at random intervals on small tables with a little bit of steam rising from them, and the soft smells of lavender seem to be coming from the teapots as you see a comfortable, comfy, beflowered with smells to be distinctly jasmine tea coming from these teapots.
And a door on the other side.
And a door on the other side with a chest.
Are there any? I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out why there's this kid with necklaces. Then all these rooms are traps and stuff.
Well, so far, in 2 of the 3 rooms, we had to just be nice. So I'm going to go sit down.
Trovik, the book.
Of course.
I'll look at.
It was the,
Is
I
that
see why
it?
they
That's
added
all
it.
it said?
I see why they added this room. I needed that.
Just a place to
I'm gonna
unwind for a
go,
little bit.
yeah, I'm going to go lay down. Or sit, or whatever. Bed, couches, what is it?
It's pillows
Yeah,
all over the floor.
I'm going
It's
to
just
sit
pillows.
comfortably on a pillow.
Okay, so what are you doing? You're just
I'm sitting comfortably.
You-
Oh, I'm going to pour myself a cup of tea.
cup of tea.
I'm going to sit on
Okay.
one of the pillows.
For how long?
Oh, can I borrow the book for a minute?
I pass it to her.
Okay. I'm going to sit with a cup of tea, and I'm going to start flipping through the book and kind of looking ahead. And you don't have to read ahead, but start looking ahead. And I'm going to try to be relaxed.
Go ahead, Alex.
No, go ahead.
No. I was wondering how he does he
How does
hate
Olo
this?
respond to this?
No. Not at all. He's actually going to. I'm assuming there are cups next to the teapots.
There are.
He's going to start pouring tea for everybody. Come.
Mandrake would pick up one of the teapots Open the funnel and pour the hot tea in.
Okay. You take a bit of time to do that. Are you going to pour tea for people and just pass out tea and stuff like that? You guys take a little bit of time. How long are we taking in this room?
You want to just take 5?
Is this a short rest?
Let's take.
Is this a short rest? Is this a long
I'll
rest?
be here for an hour. Short rest is an hour.
I say we just take 5.
Well, let's take 5 and see if anything happens, and if not, we
After
take
5 minutes, nothing happens. You get to the other entries in there, where it says the next entry is good thing I brought my flask because I don't trust this stuff.
And that was on this room or on the next
That's
room?
the next one. And the next one, the handwriting gets sloppy.
While we're taking 5,
Okay.
probably something's been bothering Zero. So is Edwin like one of Fairley's?
Oh my gosh, you have to
Or-
keep bringing up Enwin.
Well, I don't know who he is, but apparently he's a god, and I'm pretty good at
Right, yeah,
knowing-
there's lots of them. You want to talk about Cheshire?
Well, I know who Cheshire is, but
Red
Edwin's
Queen.
not from.
We could talk about the Red Queen.
Edwin's not from like Wonderland's group, right? Like
I'm sure we can find a library after we get out of here when you can look up all sorts of stuff.
I'm not really good at that.
Okay, someone else can look it up for you and tell you.
I mean, you guys said you knew who he was, so
I'm
I
pretty
just.
sure we're trying to relax right now.
This
But it-
seems
but
to
it-
be a bit of a sensitive subject for her.
Just watching, just like,
Zero.
I don't know what's happening here, but something is happening.
So this is an odd thing for Zero to say to you. Everybody in this room understands, like, with a rudimentary understanding of religions, knows that Enwin was there when the story was told. When Alice met the Cheshire Cat and the Mad Hatter and all of them became gods, Enwin was there to tell Alice stories, and it helped her cope with some of the horrors that she experienced. And so now you know that the followers of Enwin, like, tell stories and use stories as a way of controlling the universe, as a way of, like, yes, your life is horrible at the moment. Like, yes, things are bad, but perspective, changing things. And you know that he is established as a god, but for some reason, Zero has never heard of this person, has never interacted with, like, this has been, like, cut out from their knowledge of
Can
the
I throw a
pre-existing.
pillow at his head?
You can.
Okay, I'm throwing a pillow at his head.
Hits you square in the face.
As you do, the chest.
Pillow fight?
Zero. As the child said, Enwin is the god of stories.
Then how have I never heard of him?
That is confusing, but we'll get to the bottom of it at some point. Right now, we have a task at hand.
Right now, you need to relax, my dear.
I did. I just threw a pillow at his head. I feel a lot better.
After 5 minutes, more time goes by, and you all decide to take a short rest.
Okay.
Spending time drinking tea, and you can mark down a short rest upon your sheet should you need it. As you take this short rest, which I'm surprised I didn't hear people going, after a short rest, the door slides open, leading into this next room.
What was in the chest? We never found out.
It's gone.
That chest is gone because of an act of aggression in the
I'm
resting.
sorry. Oh, the chest slid back. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, that was my fault.
Nice.
Oops.
So whatever was better than a diamond.
I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
Before you is a room teeming with people. A bustling tavern filled with men and women and creatures alike. There is soft music playing off in the distance, and you hear just people engrossed in casual conversation. You have not stepped into this room yet. You just hear it as soon as the door opens.
Thinking of what we read, what did you say? What you
Yeah,
read
good
in
thing
the
I
book?
brought my flask because
Yeah.
I don't trust this stuff.
So Mandrake would grab would he have a container on him of some sort?
Why would
Are you looking
like
for
bottles or
I'm gonna warn
because
him.
alchemy?
I'm gonna say he.
Like I carry stuff
Okay,
sometimes.
I would argue that alchemist, yes, but like rum, like.
Well, no, like not a I'm not saying a full container. I'm saying an empty container.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You have
Yeah.
empty containers, yeah.
And I would take some of the tea and
Oh,
put it
sweet.
in that container.
Dude, yes. you consider write down in your inventory. If this was a point and click adventure, you would have container o jasmine tea.
Yeah.
The stuff was delicious.
Okay. What were you gonna ask?
Oh, I was just gonna say he said he didn't trust the stuff, and he had his flask. But then the next entry, I could barely read, so I don't know what happened.
Well, we've already had the tea, so whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Let me finish that. You could barely read it. The handwriting's getting shaky, and the handwriting says, "I can't believe this is where I'm going to die."
Oh.
Got it. Okay. So it might be something that happens in the next room.
So we already had time to write that.
It's amazing what you find priorities for.
We had talked about with the change in the hat,
Mm-hmm.
me having an advantage on certain things.
Alchemy checks.
Yeah.
And things of
Can
that
I
sort.
take a look at the tea and see if there's if
Yeah, absolutely.
like anything strange
Look at
about it
that tea.
outside of it being lavender?
Yeah.
While they're all doing this, Fix is so enamored by the fact there's people and booze, and he's through the door.
Mandrake's staying behind a little bit to check out the tea. Roll a tea connoisseur check. Roll an investigation.
Roll a T20.
Or at advantage. This would be like an alchemy check using your alchemist supplies.
At advantage was a 2. Wow. But
dude.
I have the thing where I can't roll under a 10 on anything I'm proficient in, so
Reliable
16.
talent. Nice.
There's nothing odd about the tea. There's nothing strange about it. It is straight up good. You got that good jasmine.
Okay, so there's no poison in there or anything like
no
that.
poison for Cusco. You're
Okay,
good.
good. Okay, so I would say it wasn't the tea.
Nope. You are taking your time to analyze this tea. So that is all taking place, and you say that out loud. Who all went into the room with Fix?
I need to keep him out of trouble.
So Fix and Trovic do not hear you say those words.
Yeah, no, if Trovic went, I would have gone.
Okay, so Fix, Trovic, and
Okay.
Alo.
So then I look up, everyone's gone, and I walk.
You're like, I just want to let. Oh, crap.
Good news, guys! Oh, no.
People are in the space. They're all like sort of like amiably like sort of like chatting and stuff like that. As you walk in, you see the bartender. The bartender waves at you. You go,
And this is Dash.
So I speak Common, Druidic, Elvish, Halfling, and Infernal.
Yeah, nothing.
Damn.
People,
They got that good gibber going.
you realize that like everybody in the bar is talking and having pleasant conversation. There's plenty of open space and tables, but there is everybody seems to be speaking this odd language. None of you have ever heard it. Like,
Well, the best part about our tavern is there's one universal truth. If you want alcohol, strong drink, or a good time, you just place your gold piece.
oh, he takes the gold. He takes a large mug. He like looks at the gold again. Takes an even larger mug and sets it down on the table. And like he yes.
I would throw my hat to knock the drink away.
Hat goes flying through. You hear and he like takes the mug and he puts it back behind the bar and then just continues like telling the story or amiably talking with the rest of the group.
So the tea wasn't poisoned, but the notation said, "Good thing I brought my flask because I don't trust this stuff."
Why you think I always carry a pocket flask, mate?
Yes,
And did
but were
you order to drink from the bar?
It's called replacement.
Bottoms up.
Okay, Fix, how big is this flask, my dude?
I mean, I would imagine he probably has like a little like circle pocket flask. That,
Circle pocket
Yeah,
flask?
Halfling sized or like human
How
sized?
much are you drinking? Are we drinking a little hair of the dog that bit you? Are we like...
Oh no, this is approached about a shot to kind of like.
Oh,
at
just a
least-
shot to
yeah,
drink
just
up.
to get the smell of the breath. And then so when he's talking to people, it's not like
Sure.
you know.
Fix, as you take a little swig of this whiskey, Give me a con save at advantage. This is you're just taking a shot. You haven't really eaten a lot.
Am I close by?
You are.
All right.
Plus 5?
Add +5.
Okay, so the first one was 6 plus 1 is 7.
Plus 5
plus
is
12 is
12.
12.
That's a dubstep.
The other one was number 1.
You got this you got a and I got a little buzz.
You got a happy feeling?
You just got that happy. But here's the deal, buddy. As you're feeling just a little like, hey, what's up, man? Like, you're listening to the conversations at the bar, and it's just, no further cutbacks to the glass. And then sort of a dog ran through. And you just got a
Why
little
do you
like,
sound like all my family members put together in one household? So if that's the case, like, I'm gonna try to communicate with the guy. Like, just start talking. Just what did you say? What you say about the dog?
You say a stranger?
Strangers? Oh no, we're all friends here.
You don't know why, but occasionally he's going like he's talking to the guy. He's like, "Hey man, he's just acting a little goofy. Like,
This is Fix we're talking about, though. He's always a little goofy.
Fix is a little goofy, but Fix after the shot, he's kind of like looking like he's trying to talk to the guy by doing gibberish back at him. And
would we recognize that the gibberish is the same?
Can you understand him?
He says something about dogs and strangers.
Give Fix another drink.
Hold on. First of all, you can't tell me what to do.
This is for science.
You can't.
I am all about the science.
How much are we having now?
Another shot. I would imagine for the flask.
2 shots
have,
in.
Yeah, 4 shots total would be this little tiny little flask.
Okay, so you're you down
2
half
shots to the wind.
flask. Yeah. You're 2 shots to the wind.
For his reserve stash.
Yeah,
I
man.
would say.
And nothing much changes. I mean, you still got that little buzz going, but like you're hearing a couple more words every other turn. I was like people talking. I was like, how was the weather outside?
Chug,
What are we doing?
That
I'm
sounded
gonna call
chug.
this a failed con save. Guys, Fix
is lit.
Ron Swanson in that episode of Parks and Recreation.
Snake juice.
Snake juice. Like
Bam! Joe Rock.
Fix is just kind of like smiling. He's got this big dopey grin on his face. And he's just kind of like, as he's sort of like got this big dopey grin on his face, and he's got looking at people. You can understand everybody fine, buddy. And everybody's just like, oh man, did you see the thing the other day? I was like, oh Frank, tell him about the story when he jumped off the roof. So I jumped off the roof and nobody caught me. Everybody laughs and like. Fix is just like enamored, like as his head moves back and forth, and he knows.
Can you ask them how to get through the door, or ask?
You
one of
look
them
at
to open
Thoe,
the
and
door?
Thoe's like,
He's just gonna sit there with his finger on her lips and be like,
You sound free foolish.
Hey, did you want a drink?
Oh, do you? What kind of drinks you got?
Oh, we got every drink imaginable here at the bar. What do we got? I got this one. It's a green
Put it on
stuff.
the book.
There's some blue. There's some blues.
Fix, can you tell them how to? Can you ask them how to open the door? Route it down in the book and then stick it in front of his face.
I was supposed to. Are your drinks here?
Fix. You see a piece of paper that says, "Can you ask them how to open the door?"
How good's my eyesight?
Your eyesight. So I mean, it takes you a second. You're like concentrating.
Can I fix the door?
Oh, the door's not broken.
Is how? I need to get through the door.
Well, you know any good songs?
I do.
All right, let's hear one.
Once there was a little guy, dreary with a smile. He sat along and drank a bit and charmed you all the while.
Oh, everybody in the crowd starts taking their mugs and and going like this in the air, and you see Fix, and Fix seems like he's captured the crowd, but all of you just see Fix jumping on a table, going,
Not completely unlike how we met him at Cheshire's.
and everybody's just laughing at everything he says. But with the song and with all the mugs raised, the illusions all begin to disappear and push off to the side, and the chest slowly opens up.
Olo, would you be so kind?
Of course. I'm going to head for the chest, and on my way, hop up on the table and cast Lesser Restoration to cure the poison.
Okay. Yeah, you cure the alcohol poison coursing under his veins.
You sobered up quick.
You sober up with the quickness, my dude, and come back to reality.
And bump that goes gravity.
Inside of this bag in the chest is a golden bowl with tons of jewels on it. Like this is diamonds.
I know what that's for.
Rubies, but it's a jewel encrusted bowl. You guess this might be worth somewhere in the realm of 1,000 gold pieces.
Like saying Heroes Feast bowl. What up?
Just like,
In the bag.
I don't know.
A lot. I don't want to deal with this.
This helmet sucks.
Sucks.
It will not protect me from anything here.
You leave this room and enter into the stark contrast of what you remembered in the notebook is, so this is where I'm going to die. Lining the walls, all of the walls, are an alchemist wet dream. It is bottle after bottle after bottle after bottle of ingredients and potions, 4 potions and things of that sort.
If you're gonna stock out, now's a good time.
However, there is a golden inlay next to the door, where you looks like a person could stand if they so choose. And written above the door are no riddles, no jest, nothing along those lines. It is simply the words, "To die will open the door."
Is he laying in this room somewhere?
You do not see any sort of body in this room.
And there's no continued passages in the journal?
There is nothing past this entry, but there is another door that leads out. This is room number 6.
Yep.
I would take a look around, see if there's any recipes or anything like that.
Investigation.
Is there any
16?
There is one recipe on the wooden table in front of you, and it is how to make a quick, fast-acting potion that should kill a regular, average-sized person in under 30 seconds.
How confident are we that somebody could bring somebody back if they died? I mean, that's a last resort, but I'm trying to think in terms of like first resorts to last resorts right now.
I think it will have to be one of you, as these potions probably wouldn't work on me anymore.
I've developed some sort of a resistance to poisons myself.
However, I seem to recall a time when we had to bring someone back and we needed
Mandrake.
exactly what we found here.
Mandrake, if I may, if you can create a poison, would you be able to likely create an antidote using the ingredients within this area as well?
Perhaps?
You have never, ever, ever used your alchemy kit not to either create a potion, a healing potion. Like, antidotes are not your thing, but you there's enough in here that you think you probably could.
Okay.
If I might create an extra solution, so I can turn myself into an animal or something, and you can go after that, and that will kill something, and then I can come back as me again, not dead.
Oh, like you could turn into a bug and I could step on you, and then you'd just be you. But the bug would be dead.
I think he means he could turn into an animal, we could feed it the potion, the animal would die, he would come back the way you used to.
Right, it's the same thing. It's just stepping on versus potion.
I feel like this is
And
more about
with
what you want to do
that
and less about
said,
what needs to be done.
let's see, what kind of small...
A moment. He's already
So
doing his
there's a door.
Yes.
And all right, I'm gonna investigate the door.
Okay. The door is very similar to the other doors that you've encountered in the past. As you get close to the door, give me an investigation 0 or perception. I will allow either one.
All right, for perception, that's a 21.
21. The door is warm. That would be something odd to it. The door is warm to the touch. You hear faint voices on the other side of it.
I'm gonna just try opening it.
Out. There's no handle or anything. You know that the doors are
Pushing against it
magically.
then?
You push against it. Give me a strength check.
With your +5.
I'm going to...
16 on strength.
Yeah, you give a shoulder to the door. The door shifts a little bit. You see a little bit of dust and things like that fall to the ground, but the door doesn't open or budge.
Should we be a little more rough, maybe?
I mean,
I'll
it's
give you a hand.
probably like the other ones. But if we could just make it through the door, we don't have to die.
Do you not remember what happened the last time you tried to circumnavigate one of these puzzles?
That was not so bad.
Yeah, I was fine.
Yes. But all of these chests are set up here for a reason. We might need what's inside of them when we get to the end. We've already lost one.
I'm sorry.
It's quite all right. We'll make do.
Is there a chest in this room?
There is a chest in this room. But, I mean...
Mandrake, what manner of reagents would you require for this recipe?
All I know is how to make...
Hello, what are you doing?
I'm gonna shoulder check the fucking door.
Of course you are.
Give me a strength check. A 0, are you helping? Are we going to do
I'm not
another...
helping on that.
Okay. Give me a strength check, buddy, as you back up to the end. And
23.
23 is enough. It was a DC of 22. That door, as he goes flying through, boom! Shoulder checks the door, and the wood is magical, but it is splintered in half at this point. The chest retracts into the wall as the door... once the chest goes, the door is shoulder checked hard enough. The door sort of swings open just a tiny little bit. Hello?
Hello?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. There's somebody here to rescue us. And the door is pushed open. Before you is the man that you saw on the poster. The individual that was there, and does anybody remember his name? Carno, yes. God. Oh my God. How did you? I drank poison, but I think I messed up the antidote. Anyway, this is what did you say your name was? Snow. This is Snow, and Snow walks forward and goes, "Oh my gosh, thank you all so much. I don't think they anticipated anybody making it this far, so all of that is yours." And she points over to a corner of the room. Inside it, you see are think Portal, where they built a whole bunch of chests and filled them with stuff, and just have been restocking. So over there, you find. I need somebody who's writing this. Who's going to write this down for me? Okay, so Al, you find 9,000 platinum pieces.
Oh my gosh.
You find 60,000 gold pieces. You find a Vorpal sword. You find a bag of holding.
Nice.
And you find a deck of many things.
Great.
Okay? In that corner.
That is god dang terrifying.
And they are just they're just like, "Oh my God, thank you, God, thank you so much. We are We are so happy that that we can finally get out of here. Did you find anybody that set the traps? Like this is the tracker. That's
Insight check?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
I also like to check that.
Okay, give me an insight check.
I'm gonna insight just because it's weird. Like everything's been weird.
13.
I'm gonna insight it
13.
if I
Yeah, give me an
can.
insight.
That's gonna be a insight. 17.
He seems insanely genuine. Like this seems like the happiest day of his life. Like he's just beyond.
Yeah, I'm gonna examine the room.
Okay. Yeah, inside the room. Give me an investigation check.
Thank you for that skill. 16.
There's a 4-post bed where it looks like the princess was sleeping. You see a glass coffin, like in the corner of the room, and you realize that there were 7 rooms in this particular dungeon, and so you see that some of the blankets were put on the floor, so that the tracker could sleep there. The tracker and the princess look like they're kind of engaged in conversation about what they're going to do when they get out, and you realize there might have been a little bit of bonding that took place in this room between the two of them. But they all look at you and go, "All right." The princess is just sort of like occasionally yawning and stuff like that. But Carno looks at you all and says, "All right, where do we go from here?"
Oh, thanks for the raid!
Thank you for the raid, Chromatic Chimera!
Is there any food or anything around?
There is so much food
Okay,
and water in the
okay.
room that it looks like that they were well fed and well taken care of and things of that
I think
sort.
I know
And
where the
so,
waste went.
So I think
Couple
you
rooms
all
back.
do you guys start gathering as much platinum and gold as you're able to fit? Or are we gathering up?
I mean, I would help and start putting things into my bag if everything is cold and
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. You bags start getting filled with platinum and gold.
I'm gonna grab that bag of
Um,
holding.
Bag of holding, yes. Air Sirens food. I want food. Feed me, Mr. Puddins. Yes.
We can put platinum in the bag of holding.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I don't touch it.
Yeah, between the
That's
two of us, we're filling the bags.
I would say between all of you, like you are able to fill these bags with platinum and gold and yes.
I turn into a very big beast, and y'all can just load my back up.
Yeah, you guys load them up.
Turning into an elephant.
All right.
We still gotta get through the doors.
Doors.
All right.
Turning into a.
Where do we go from here?
I mean,
Just the way we
we
came,
would,
right?
yeah, turn around and try to walk back the way we came.
Unless there's any other doors leading out of
There's
it.
7 doors you
There's
mentioned.
There's
Okay.
6.
Yeah, I am having trouble.
We lost lower screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Uh,
How are they gonna see my beautiful face?
No one.
Yeah.
Alright.
Not who? How?
it's not coming.
Bye, y'all.
Stay comment.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll leave the frozen for a minute, and then we'll reload it in if we need to in a couple minutes.
Short intermission.
Yeah, I feel bad about that, Chromatic Chimera. Stay tuned. We're going to take a really quick intermission, and then, yeah, we will see you guys in just a second. And we're back.
Oh.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for that. We rarely take an intermission, but thank you so much for the raid, everybody, and stay tuned as the heroes now find themselves having finished the dungeon and made it to the very, very end. They load up all of the gold and platinum that they found and items and things of that sort and make their way forward. Heroes, what are we doing?
The only way out is the door we came in, right?
Correct.
Leaving.
Then we would try to go out that door.
Sure. Mandrake Madigan is the first one to take a step forward, and as he does, there is a pulling feeling as all of you find yourselves walking into the room, and you see the tracker going, "Oh my God, you did it! Thank you so much! Oh my gosh, we have been waiting so long for someone to rescue us." And the princess goes, "Thank you so much. I think they left all of this stuff here. If anyone would like to have any of it."
That's not necessary. We're just glad to see that you were safe and sound, Your Highness.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Where do we go from here?
Well, I would suggest that we get you back to your home, and we have need of your services, my good sir.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, right away.
We need help tracking someone down.
Oh, all right.
Olo.
Anyone else have really weird deja vu right now?
Does Olo still have the bag of holding that he picked up?
From the room?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
And
this may be a trick. The shinies may be a trick. I suggest we don't touch.
So, now we don't have anything.
Not true.
No. We don't have anything out of this room.
Correct.
Shall we?
Let's try again.
I'll try again.
Okay, so you don't pick up any of the
Don't
items
pick
in
up
the room,
anything.
and you just walk out of the room.
Yes.
Okay. As you step out of the room,
Just one thing. Just let me have one thing. Let me try one thing. Just let me have one thing.
Okay.
Because you all are talking and saying, "Ooh, yes, this is ours."
You make your way out of the room, but unfortunately, as you step out of that room, you find yourself back into the room. Oh my gosh! Thank you so much. You rescued us. Thank you. Any of those things that you see over there are yours. Please.
Thank you. No, we're good.
Don't touch them. Not one of you.
I haven't touched anything.
Did anybody touch anything on our way out the last time?
Well, I did, but that's beside the point. None of you all
goodness.
touch anything.
Fix.
I fixed the situation. I'm not touching it this time.
I'm going to pick Fix up.
No, you can't.
And
Give
then
him
walk
here.
out of the room.
Give him here.
Okay.
It's 7 feet up in the air.
I have seen that happen.
I have been where he
That's
is.
kind of funny on the other side.
Was I able to walk out of the room?
Yeah, you were able to walk out.
And
of the
I
room.
wasn't. No time start.
No time start again. You find yourself in a throne room. There are 7 chairs all lined up. There is one individual sitting in the chair. It is a dwarven man wearing spectacles. He looks like he's wearing. He also has goggles and he has some tinkerer's tools.
Ooh.
At his side, and
Hello.
his arms are crossed.
Does he look familiar?
He does not look familiar.
It's not the dwarf that gave us the mission. No.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
What is it you want?
We were looking for a friend. He came here to rescue a princess.
To take my princess.
Oh, she's your princess.
We found her first.
Does she want to stay here?
She was in the woods in a glass coffin. We kept her safe.
That doesn't answer the question. Does she want to stay here?
We could just ask her, and I will turn to the princess.
As soon as you walk through this space, the illusion of the tracker and the princess faded with them.
Oh, so it's just the guy.
So it's just the gentleman.
All right.
Do you used to look like a princess?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably still up. Hang on.
Short rest was an hour.
Yeah.
It dropped. Never mind. I look like me.
You know, you heroes do this a lot. Come in here, saving things, and what are we supposed to do? We are just expendable. we stay here until the prince comes or the evil queen comes to enact her revenge, and we get slaughtered one by one. You know, I lost all 6 of my brothers and based the rooms that I've built on each of their personalities.
That was your work. It is remarkable.
I wouldn't worry too much about it, mate. I've been in hell a long time. You ain't lost, pal. You're fine. You're here.
She's all I have left.
Does she want to be here?
She's not awake to say.
Wake up.
Can't.
Then.
If he could have, he would have by now. I would
Then
imagine.
I'm gonna cast Awaken.
That's not how that spell
Dang.
works. That's not how
Nope,
any
it's
of
how
this
you give
works.
us non-magical extensions.
Dang, I really thought that's how it works.
Do you know why she's like sleeping still?
No.
I might be able to help.
Would that be acceptable? Just to wake her, nothing more.
He.
Yeah, no, it's a fun spell though.
He will lean back in the chair and touch the side of it. As he does, there's a slight click, and you see that same recess that comes out of the wall where the chest is. This time it's holding a glass coffin. Inside of it is a princess, kind of. The princess is very old inside this glass coffin. She's got long white hair. At one time or another, she would have been, you know, a maiden, but it has been so long now that she is still alive. She's still faintly breathing, but she's fairly old now.
The outfit matches the princess in the previous chamber.
It does. Shades of yellows and blues that for copyright reasons I cannot show you a picture of, but
She has like a little red bow in her hair.
Yes.
Okay.
Very fair skin.
fairly.
All right.
I wish he...
Do you know why she's asleep?
Some sort of dark magic.
Well, fortunately, my friend here is very adept at dealing with dark magics. Aren't you, Zero?
He looks very adept. He
Can
doesn't
I
look confused
say
at all.
yes?
Help her?
Why?
Well, why not?
It's the right thing to do. As a show of good faith.
He nods at you.
All right. I'm gonna take off the glass very carefully.
Okay.
I'll help.
You just you don't have to take it. It just there's a latch.
There's a hinge.
you know,
just-
like, he's an artificer.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate his work so much. It was so good.
Yeah.
And
I want notes.
I'm gonna do about 20 points of lay on hands, just
5 of which
just to make
5 of which to,
no, just lay on hands to make sure that she's like
Sure.
healthy.
You feel the magic sort of leaving you. You channel the magic that is attributed to you for what you stand for and what you fight for. And Zero, you lean over her, and as you do, the magic flows from you into her, and you see her skin getting a little warmer and stuff like that. The white hair is still there, but her skin looks like it has color in it and things of that sort.
And then I'm gonna cast Remove Curse.
Okay.
Nice.
Ah.
Nice.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. You got to cast Remove... That was not
Very
anticipating
nice,
that.
sir.
That was good. You cast Remove Curse, and there is a fluttering of eyelids as the princess awakens. And she looks at you and she says, "My prince."
Where?
As she does, her eyelids flutter closed, and the dwarven man runs over to her side, and says, "She's still going to be really weak, but you did it. How did you do that?"
I'm good at helping people that are under curses.
That's a great resume. Yeah, that's great. And so you guys, he drops the spells and the mechanical devices that would allow passage, free passage throughout the tunnels back up to the first floor. Yeah.
We still need to find the tracker.
The man who was wearing this, and I'll hold up the clasp.
Who?
There was a man who was sent here to find the princess.
Yes. Yeah, normally we don't like to kill people here. That's not what this is all about. But what we did is we usually dump them in by the lake. They wake up kind of discombobulated for a little bit and wander about. What time is it? Yeah, he's going to be coming to here pretty soon.
Fantastic.
But I'll show you guys where. And the small dwarven man leads you back.
He's going to come. We can just wait here.
Yeah, he leads you out of the caves. If you hadn't rolled an 8 on that tracking, you would have seen some steps leading out to this small little riverbank. And sure enough, leaning up against a tree is this gentleman missing a clasp on his cloak, but he just looks like he's in a peaceful slumber. The faint smells of jasmine tea coming from some unknown source.
Did the princess walk out with us? And the dwarf?
The princess is still in the coffin.
In the coffin?
She's awake. She's alive, but she's going to need.
I would have asked if she wanted to be moved to like a chair or something as opposed to being sat in that coffin.
The coffin is levitating at this point, so you guys can place her in a chair, but she's going to need medical assistance or magical assistance at this point.
Okay.
She goes weakly. She looks at all of you and says, "Please take me back to the castle. The king will want to know that I'm fine."
If that is your wish, Your Highness.
Yes, please, the king.
And
Quickly.
I look over at the dwarf, just.
Yeah. And the dwarf nods his head and places a hand upon the coffin, and as he does, he just sort of nods, and as you two and walks back into the mines without saying a word. He's just kind of like, his head drops, and he just sort of turns and starts heading back towards the mines.
What is your name? Like, I'm just gonna call back after him.
You can call me Doc.
You do good work, Doc.
I know.
As a craftsman.
I know. I just don't want to leave.
I understand.
I've spent too much time here.
You know you could monetize this. Never be alone.
What do you mean?
We once knew someone much like yourself. He made it a place for fun.
Who would pay money to escape from rooms?
You'd be surprised about the market.
More people than you'd think.
All right. And
If you're ever in the mouth, look up Felrin.
And they solve puzzles?
Yes.
And they pay to do it?
And you'll never be alone.
All right. Yeah, I will look into it.
You probably won't want to keep giving away the diamonds and the gold, though.
Okay.
Downsize the prizes a little bit.
I mean, I've got plenty in the mines.
I mean, did you want it? Because we're always.
Persuasion check.
Can I assist on that one?
How do you want to assist?
Just that. I mean, you got all this, mate, and we're all a little bit needy, and we could help you a little bit, lighten your load.
I'm actually good.
On behalf of Zero, I'll take his some.
All right.
Advantage, or what is it?
No,
What is
yeah,
it?
it's
Is it
fine.
Like out of 4? What
No,
is it?
that's
Okay.
I'll let
That's
you.
okay. I rolled lower on the second one anyway.
Okay.
It was
more for fun.
So persuasion, it's only a 21 then.
Flash of genius. 26.
26.
Just a sly wink and like a flash of my clan crafting symbol.
26.
Wink.
Okay. Yeah. He will. He's gonna hand you another one of those. He's gonna reach into a pack at his side. He's gonna take 2 objects out. One of them is going to be another one of those bowls, and inside the bowl itself is going to be filled with a fine white powder. that you recognize immediately as diamond dust.
Nice.
And there is a bunch
Ton
of
of
it.
Awesome.
That bowl is filled chock-a-block. The next thing that he hands you is a bag with his mark on it. And he goes, this is something I'm playing around with. Here.
Thank
for
you.
A fellow connoisseur.
Much appreciated.
This is Doc's bag of useful items. Had you defeated him, you would have gotten this. But because everyone is being so kind and careful, you got Doc's bag of useful items. Once a day, Trovik, as long as it doesn't have a market value of above 10 gold, you can reach into the bag, and it is not magical. You may reach into the bag and pull out any component that you would like. Once a day, as long as it is not magical, it is just a copper wire, like
yes.
coal. Like I need. This is it is. When you look at the bag and you flip it upside down, there's nothing in it, but it is a bag of holding connected to some extra planar space that has all bric-a-brac of like glue, tape, something along those lines.
Hopefully this will make up for the pillow room debacle.
You say that to the group.
Yes.
Under how much? Under 10 GP?
Under 10 GP. One item, once a day.
Cool.
So if you're not using it for any particular, you could always pull out like copper wire, you know, and take that.
And just stockpile stuff.
And just stockpile.
Yes.
Okay.
All of my yes.
As that conversation happens, I want to sort of check on the princess, just like as a cursory examination to see if there's anything that we can do to help her.
She's weak. She's really weak. You don't know how long she's been here, but it's been a while. You don't know how long. Give me a medicine check.
Okay.
Is this something that you would have?
As a mark of healing halfling, I get to add a d4 to any medicine check.
Yeah.
That's a 22.
Would you like to do anything? No? Okay, 22.
No, he's got this.
You kind of go over there and you look at her, and she's not going to be here long. Like, I mean, she looks happy and grateful as she's kind of laying in this bed. She looks very content to be out in the sun and out with people and out of this cave. But it's just old age. Humans don't have the... but there's something that she wants to do at the castle. She wants to see the king one last time.
Okay. All right. We get her back to the castle, and we'll take him with us. And like, because the tracker's still out like light, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Up over the shoulder.
You throw the tracker over one shoulder. The track to the castle is a bit extensive. You are used to, some of you, working under the auspice of the Wonderlands, of the Red Kingdom and the Red Keep, and this spanning tower that is a monument to man conquering the wilderness. This castle ain't it. This castle is very nice. It's very functional, but it is representative of Fairly. You know what I mean? It's not.
It's fairly ordinary.
It's fairly ordinary, but it's still nice from the outside. As you walk in to this castle, it's lit. Like, it's lit. You see artifacts from all over Wonderland and beyond. You see rugs leading you on this winding path. The guards are all of different sort of makes, and they all have these custom uniforms on with the King's Crest. And you're immediately kind of drawn to the King's Crest. You don't know why.
It's fairly interesting.
Yeah, it's fairly interesting. But it's the King's Crest is a what would he have? The King's Crest is a gregarious man with outstretched arms. Like, it's not anything like flashy. It's not an animal symbol. The King's Crest is just this smiling. Sort of facsimile of a man with outstretched arms. And
does he look charming? This man with outstretched arms?
He does look charming, but not in like a princely way. More of a, hey, my place is your place. Welcome.
Nice.
the guards greet you, and the minute they see the princess, you are hurried.
Yep.
You are hurried down the hallways to the throne room. As you do and make your way into the throne room, there is a older gentleman sitting in the throne. He's got long white hair, and as you come in with the coffin, he jumps down from the throne and looks over at Mandrake and kind of like cocks his head to the side and really gives Thoe a once-over and looks at the two of you and goes over and he goes, yes, all of you, please leave me. You all may stay, of course, but guards, please, a little privacy. As the king sees the guards out and goes to the door, his voice changes as he comes over and he goes, hey, Mom, it's been a while. And she goes, I just wanted to see you one last time. And he goes, I know. And he will drop the visage, and Bob, the bartender, sits in front of his mother and goes, you know, you don't look a day over 30. And she laughs at him and gives like a small slap to the face a little bit. And he just bends forward and kisses her on the forehead. And he goes, I think that you've earned a bit of a sleep, princess. And she nods at him, and he just grabs both of her hands and he sits with her for a bit of time. And as she lays back, she gives a sigh outward and relaxes. And you see before you, where once a princess was, the gray skin of a, and the gray eyes of a changeling woman, as she gives her last breath outward, laying back upon this coffin. He will take the blanket that is next to the coffin and sort of lift it up and place it over her head. And as he does, he will turn back to all of you and sort of smile, and he goes, so, Thoe?
You know him?
Mandrake?
You know him.
Hello, Bob.
Let me tell you how I got to be king. It's a weird story. What do you know of the Deck of Many Things?
Oh.
And that's where we're going to end our episode.
Tropic looking mildly horrified.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight for another episode of Wonder. We have a tracker that's going to help us find Nyx, and we get to find out about how Bob became the king of Fairly by visiting Dimitri's, paying his money, and pulling a card from the deck.
It was a fairly unusual set of circumstances.
It was a fairly unusual set of circumstances.
I can't help it. I have a problem.
Thank you, Wolf Garan. Thank you for everybody who hung out with us in the chat tonight. I'm actually going to look over at our list of individuals that we might even be able to go raid for a little
I've got
bit.
Madbird Streams up.
Madbird Streams. We're going to go raid you guys, so stay tuned. Thank you so much. Indigo Connect. And hey, do you wonder? We'll see you guys soon. Starting raid. And